Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to my online toy museum, and today I have some interesting figures to go over with you. Yes, I have The Rock and Andre the Giant, but I have quite a twist on that. But first, let's go through the basics. So right here, this is your basic Jakks Pacific Rock figure from 1999, and this went to the Titantron. So it had, you see it has like a little sensor here. It probably has a chip in there, and when you'd put it on the Titantron, it would talk like The Rock. And these figures back then, they had limited articulation, not a whole lot of knee movement, did have a waist. You didn't have elbows that bend, but you could turn the wrists, and shoulders could move. And they had basic bodies, like they would have, I don't know, 4 or 5 different bodies, and generally just put a different head and different skin tone and to the body, but they'd all have pretty much the same arms, and they would change the legs, but the torsos would change. So this was The Rock back then, Jakks Pacific. And then later in 2013, I was on my way to my mother's house and stopped off at Kmart, and this, I can't believe, has been 10 years. This is when Kmart wanted to become fan central for WWE figures, and so here it is. And I'm not a huge Dwayne Johnson fan as The Rock, so to have a few representative figures was important to me, but I really like him as an actor in movies more than I like him as a wrestler. So, I didn't really care that much about playing with it. This figure, The Rock, I have is actually older than the one from Kmart. This is 2011, and but it's a good sculpt. Back then, that's pretty much how The Rock looked. This is a upgrade version, one of the elite versions, and you have better articulation. The double knees, although with the pads they kind of stop the double knees from working. And you can take this cloth top off, and then there you go. You get the bicep joints, and a little bit the better upgraded hands that can bend, and you get the torso. It's not the torso joint that cuts across the middle, but it spins, and then he can do crunches. So anyway, that is an upgraded Rock action figure. But additionally, I have the WWE, and I have several of these Build a Superstar, Build a WWE Superstar, and it came with. These are not the weapons this one came with. I don't, but this is the body, and you can mix and match all the weapons. And this is the helmet, and there you have your bald Rock back then. He did different things with his hair. And again, not his body. He never really was built. He wasn't really that ripped. He more had this body here, and still does. He's one of those guys that gets leaner more in the arms, probably his legs, than his torso. There's just, depending on how you lean out, there's just people like that, one or the other. But this is a pretty cool figure, and the way these were made is you can swap out their arms, and you could swap out their legs like that, and then you could change and even their torsos. You could just take it off and just swap them out like that. And I have several of these. And I really thought this would be the only Rock figure I would ever buy, because I got this one first, and it just does everything. It has just great, articulation, and you can switch it. But then the other ones, I just found them for great prices. And, you can turn the leg. And even this pops off here. And, you have ankle articulation. So, and these were really inexpensive. So you got a lot of figure for, almost elite articulation, and then accessories and stuff for a really good price. But this is building up to the coolest Rock figure, I think, and I waited a long time for this. This came out, and it wasn't in any stores, and I waited and waited. It wasn't. I went to like a couple of toy conventions and still not there. But this is The Rock as the Scorpion King, and that movie came out almost 22 years ago. It came out in 2002. So this is, if you'll notice, it is the same body as our 2011 Rock, okay? But the arms are better. They have the double joints, and you can see that, you see the vein in the bicep, and you don't see that on our WWE figure. And the shoulder has a little bit more detail to it. You can see the anterior deltoid better, whereas on the WWE figure and the lateral deltoid definition, you don't see that at all in the WWE figure. It's just a round ball, basically. They are the same height, just about, and the hair detail is pretty cool. You got the double knees there, and you know, just a great figure. Did not come with any weapon, but I gave him actually a sword from the new He-Man. This is actually King Grayskull's sword, one half of them. There's like a purple one and then a gold one. But look, you have the tassels on the biceps. So great detail on this. It did come with a couple of extra hands. You got these, you know, smacky hands, like gonna backhand you or something. I don't know what the point of those hands. Maybe if I saw the movie again, I'd see, you know, he was doing something I don't remember. But this, like I said, this is really cool. I was really glad to get this. Doesn't have the necklace or anything. Would have been great if it had that. But that is not all. So this fella over here you probably recognize as Andre the Giant, right? Andre the Giant, a lot of people know him from The Princess Bride. He was anywhere between 7 feet and 7'2", depending on, you know, maybe the time that they measured him, and up to like 550 pounds. You know, his weight varied a lot throughout his career, but, you know, just a big giant of a man, right? All right. Well, back in 1976, there was a show called The Bionic Man. A lot of you may have heard of it. It was Steve Austin. He was an experimental pilot, and it crashed, and his body was badly damaged, and they felt like they could rebuild him into the Bionic Man. That's the name of the show. And it was a $6 million man, actually. And it cost $6 million to give him all these bionics. So he had a bionic arm that was super powerful. He had legs. He could run 60 miles an hour. And he had a bionic eye. And back in the day, I actually had a toy of that. And it was kind of creepy looking through the eye. And I thought the show itself was a little creepy. The music was mysterious, and you know, they show this image of the surgery, and they're giving him all these robot parts, and you know. But he was a good guy, and well, one time he took on our old friend Bigfoot, and the WWE action figure line put out The Rock is the Scorpion King, and Bigfoot, that was played by Andre the Giant in that $6 million man episode. And what's also kind of fun about it is the name of the character in the $6 million man was Steve Austin. And we all know there's Stone Cold Steve Austin that actually never fought Andre the Giant, but they went up against each other. Steve Austin and Andre the Giant went up as, you know, a different Steve Austin, and Andre the Giant playing Bigfoot. So I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting thing. This action figure is so well articulated. It moves around really well. The hands are very soft and movable. They're, you know, it's kind of fun the way they spring around. He rotates really well. He's kind of like Chewbacca. He's furry. He's a big figure. You can take this off. You see he's brown underneath, and it's got Velcro on there, and you can just Velcro that. And you can see him next to the Scorpion King. Let me move this back a little bit. and he just dwarfs the Scorpion King because, well, he's Andre the Giant inside that suit, and he was, well, this is. I think this is maybe this is a little bit out of scale. This Andre the Giant as Bigfoot is even, I think, bigger than he would be next to The Rock. I don't know, but these are the scale. Maybe he was that. Maybe he was that big, because actually the Andre the Giant, which is supposed to be scaled, is the same, about the same as Bigfoot. Of course, the hair, But anyway, it's just a great figure, and I really was glad to get both of those, as these unusual figures. I mean, they did John Cena. It really wasn't different enough. They did John Cena as in one of his acting parts. There's probably other figures they could go through. I mean, they could do Goldberg as Santa Claus. He was like, there's a movie that Goldberg played Santa Claus that was killing a bunch of people. So they could just go through the WWE catalog. You got, of course, the Hulk Hogan, in his various movies. And they did make, I think they gave him like a military garb. He was in one of his movies like that. But anyway, having trouble getting this thing to stand up there. There we go. All right. And then The Rock. So, all right. So there you go. I think some really... Oh, and here's what I wanted to say. This sculpt on The Rock as the Scorpion King is just fantastic. I mean, if you look at that really has come a long way. I mean, take a look. This is... Now, he was younger then, but actually the character was not. So the action figure and the Scorpion King were not that dissimilar in time. So this is a much more accurate face to The Rock. And if you look at, you can see it in the movie. You can see how the action figure looks just a lot like, how he looked in the movie. So really well done. And if you look up, you can actually just type in Bigfoot on the $6 Million Man, and you'll see a picture of this, and it just looks just like him. So that's another one that's really good. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and I had fun gathering these all together for you, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them. They're both really rare. This one I did get at a toy convention, and it was $40, which is more than what you would pay, normally for a figure. But it was either that or never get it, because I've never seen, this anywhere else. So anyway, all right, take care, and I will talk to you soon.